The Legend of Zelda series is a remarkable franchise that has birthed so many generations of gamers that we typically forget just how many games this series has had since its debut in 1986. More importantly though, one of the most iconic games in the series, Skyward Sword, is getting its very own HD remaster and is set to release on July 16, 2021. Hi, I'm Shane, and I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan, and this channel is all about bringing you the latest and greatest news about the marvelous franchise. I post new videos every single Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time, so feel free to subscribe. Today, we are going to go over everything you may not know about the Skyward Sword HD remake. Firstly, Skyward Sword is actually the first tale chronologically set within the Legend of Zelda franchise in the story aspect, and it shows us for the first time how the hero Link, Princess Zelda, and Ganon, how all of their fates are intertwined in this never-ending cycle. This is also the first time that we get to see the creation of the Master Sword, which is the ultimate weapon needed to defeat Ganon across all the games. The second thing that many of you may not know, Skyward Sword is very linear. It is a very linear experience. Now, unlike Breath of the Wild where players were free to explore Hyrule to their heart's content, Skyward Sword is very different in a lot of different ways. The most crucial way it differs is that it is able to focus on the story in a more traditional sense as a gaming perspective, and because Hyrule wasn't even a thing yet inside of the story. Link and Zelda grew up together though, so there is clearly more of an emphasis on the point A to point B story structure. Since this is the first game chronologically though, it makes sense that the game is very linear, and I'm all for that design. I'd rather know where the story is about to go and where it's headed structurally, instead of a full remake where the core gameplay would be completely changed to fit the open world of, say, Breath of the Wild. Thirdly, the HD remaster of Skyward Sword has been adjusted just enough for new players to feel comfortable when they dive into this adventure. Since the original Skyward Sword came out on the Wii console, it was designed to be a motion-controlled game. Well, thankfully, there has been a huge quality of life improvement with these controls for the remaster this time around. Instead of the motion controls, which have been implemented into the Joy-Cons if you do want to use them, players will have an option to fully play through the entire game without motion controls at all. The sword controls have been mapped to the right analog stick of the Joy-Con and requires a simple flick of the thumbstick to execute the desired sword swing. Now, the fourth thing you may not know about the Skyward Sword HD remaster is that there are numerous quality of life improvements that have been added into the game. The one that stands out the most though is the fact that most of the off-putting parts of the game have been fixed, and I'm talking about the player guides. Many critics still complain even to this day of the excessive hand-holding that the original game had, and thankfully, according to Nintendo, there has been major improvements to these systems, including tutorials and repeating item descriptions. But with all that being said, I hope you learned something about the new Skyward Sword HD remake. If you did, feel free to subscribe because I post new videos like this all the time regarding the Legend of Zelda. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Happy travels, my Hylians.